on all of those issues. I understand we did not win this election, but we were right. We were right.
With those words, Dennis Shulman conceded Tuesday night after his unsuccessful bid to become the first rabbi elected to the United States Congress. It was a night of historic firsts in America, most significantly the election of Barack Obama as the nation's first African-American president. But several Jewish candidates fell short in their own quests to achieve historic firsts. In Colorado, Hank Eng lost his bid to become the first Asian-American Jew elected to Congress. And in Florida, Annette Taddeo would have become the first Latina Jew in Congress had she succeeded in defeating Ileana Ros-Lehtinen in Florida's 18th district. But in New Jersey's 5th district, it was Shulman, a blind psychologist and reform rabbi, who gave three-term incumbent Scott Garrett a serious run, despite entering the Democratic primaries as a relative unknown.
The fact that he is a blind rabbi and psychologist has gotten him into some national publications. He was in the New Yorker, the Washington Post. I think the New York Times might have even written a couple of stories about it. That has been able to get him to attract national donors and raise a lot of money, not quite as much as Scott Garrett, but to stay competitive with him. That's been a big problem in this district, and it's an expensive one because it's the New York City media market.
Though gentle by nature, Shulman nevertheless waged a bare-knuckles campaign.
It's time to fire Scott Garrett. Garrett sat on the banking committee and voted to let the speculation and greed run rampant.
Garrett fired back with some harsh words for the rabbi.
What do we really know about Dennis Shulman, the man smearing Scott Garrett? Shulman is an extremist who believes America must negotiate with terrorists.
The Garrett campaign echoed the attacks of John McCain on Barack Obama, though in this case, allegations of consorting with terrorists were aimed at a rabbi.
Garrett, for his part, has associated somehow a blind rabbi with Hamas. So go figure, that's the way things happen in New Jersey. There's no such thing as a nice campaign here.
The narrative coming out of the Shulman campaign is that Garrett is wildly out of step with his district, a solidly Republican area with a history of moderation. Garrett is one of only 2 House members to receive a lifetime rating of 100 from the American Conservative Union. No other member of the New Jersey delegation even came close.
If you drill down and you look at Garrett's voting record and what he's sponsored, he's somewhat to the right of Genghis Khan. He doesn't represent his constituents. He doesn't have the pulse of the voters in the 5th Congressional District. I don't think he should even be a resident of the 5th Congressional District. He should be from another state.
The voters apparently disagreed. At a labor hall in Paramus, the generally good news for Democrats Tuesday night was greeted with cheers. But anxious Shulman supporters gathered around their laptops learned the vote had broken comfortably Garrett's way.
It looks like we did not win this thing. But we did win this thing. Because this campaign was about America. This race was about how the country had lost its way. It was about how we lost our way in Iraq, in a war that was ill-conceived, disastrously managed, based on lies, with no exit strategy in sight.
Shulman is coy about what his next move might be, but should he decide on another run, he can count on support from labor leaders.
He better not fade away, because if you think about a fight for this election, we will put all of our resources, everything we got, to get Dennis Shulman in that seat 2 years from now.
In Paramus, New Jersey, this has been Ben Harris reporting for JTA.